So say I was going to graph secant x. Secant x would be 1 over cos x. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with sine. I'm going to go ahead and try to draw out one period of cosine x. So it starts off at 1, ends to pi, it would be at 1 again. In between, it goes all the way down to the negative 1, so that'd be at pi. In between those, at pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2 is where it hits my zeros. Okay, so that's my graph of cosine. Cosecant again is 1 over that, so again, every time it hits 0 is where I'm going to have a vertical asymptote. But if I look at this, I only kind of have 2 vertical asymptotes. I can guess from graphing the cosecant that this would look like this. But to get a full graph of secant, I probably want to draw it out a little bit more so I can get both parts. If you remember with cosecant, we got 2 parts. We got an entire 2 pi period. This is not giving me a 2 pi period. This is only giving me a pi period. So I again want my period to be 2 pi. So I'm going to draw this out a little bit more. And since these things are symmetrical, if it crossed at pi over 2 over here, it's going to cross at negative pi over 2 here. And I drew it to the left just to keep it closer to 0. We're used to graphing things closer to 0. So drawing it to the right could have done the same thing, but in math you always see these things drawn more to the left. Okay, so then again, same as with my cosecant, it's going to come down and meet it. So now this is my graph of my secant, just the blue parts. So I actually didn't even need to draw all the way out to 2 pi over here because I went backwards and drew negative pi over 2 here. So it still keeps that 2 pi period. So when you're drawing secant or cosecant, you're just drawing the regular graph, either the sine or the cosine, and then drawing in the new graph from that.